The blizzard apocalypse hit. Temps plunged to -90. I sat by the fire, grilling meat, watching life fall apart. Last life, Mom and I should have survived, living easy off my stockpile. But he played saint and locked me in. Let neighbors grab supplies for free. Crowds flooded our place. He shoved me out to be beaten to death. I woke up staring at familiar shelves. So shocked I dropped onto the counter. I grabbed the phone on the register. March 16, 2026. I was reborn, 3 days pre-freeze. 3 days ago, snow fell for 2 straight days. Temps crashed to -15 overnight. Officials issued a red alert. Heavy blizzards incoming. Global shutdown announced. Stay warm, stay inside. Last September, I won the lottery. Opened this mini mart. Fruit and veggies, daily goods, snacks, everything, even essentials like pads. Dark blue packaging. Super absorbent. No leaks, no matter what. Last life I learned. They're useful beyond hygiene. Normally too, girls loved buying them. Trusting the red alert last life. I moved 200,000 worth of all into my home, right above the store. A 3-bed paid in full. This spring, my missing mom returned. Somehow heard and showed up. Craving family, I let her stay. Day 5 last life, upstairs grandma knocking on our door. Said her food was almost gone. Snow piled to floors high. Begged us to sell her food. Before I spoke, Mom rushed over.
Her wee has tons of food. It's for neighbors anyway. Let's give her some.
Without waiting, she pulled Grandma inside. Gave 2 boxes of noodles and canned food. I couldn't stop her. What I didn't expect. She took photos, posted them to the group, tagging me, saying,
Her wee is kind and beautiful. Giving free food to all. If you need help, find her wee.
I was cooking, didn't see it. Until Mom rushed over, phone in hand.
See, she's grateful. Everyone's praising you, calling you a saint.
Confused, I froze when I saw it. That post doomed my last life. Tears filled my eyes. Snow drifted outside. I made my choice. I flipped the closed sign. Locked the doors. Pulled out the handcart. Started moving stock, bit by bit. Heading upstairs to the elevator. Grandma stepped out.
Delivering again.
Big blizzard's coming. I'm closing up. Moving stock home. If you need anything, come get it.
You're too kind. I'm relieved.
Doors closed slowly. My cold stare reflected. I was waiting for you. Up to the 9th floor. After Mom came, she said it was for love. Food and family, perfect. Or so I thought. Reality hit hard, habits clashed, fights non-stop. Exhausted, I bought a 7th floor unit. Just renovated. Fully furnished. I told no one. Planned as a gift for her birthday. Close but separate. Less friction. Now it saved me. Back on 9, I moved goods via stairs. No cameras there. No one noticed my stash. They thought I sent it away. Worked non-stop, skipped lunch. Finally ate instant noodles. WeChat kept buzzing. Someone tagged me.
Why's the store closed? I need stuff.
Hui's closed for days. If you need things, go to her place free.
For real? That lucky?
This morning, she told me herself.
Everyone spammed me. Timing felt right, I replied. Yeah, I said it. I'll help if I can. But stock's limited. Greedy neighbors deserved it. But innocents should prep. Stay alert. Praise flooded the chat. I muted it, didn't care. By midnight, most stock was moved. Leftover snacks only. for the restaurant. Next morning, I drove to wholesale market. Bought 20 big power banks, 100 alcohol fireplaces, fuel boxes, gas tanks, cleared them out. Plus quilts, coats, boots, heat packs. I stocked tons of winter gear too. Bought over a dozen new cameras, pepper spray, stun batons. Stopped by the pharmacy on the way back. Cold meds, fever pills, antibiotics, painkillers, vitamins, and first aid, all set. That afternoon and night, I installed the cameras and hauled supplies upstairs. That night, Mom was on the couch. Last life, she slept early. Did she notice something? She eyed the pile I brought back.
Why so late, honey?
Busy. Why aren't you asleep?
Just thirsty, got some water.
Oh, I'm delivering goods early tomorrow.
Good, we'll rely on you then.
In the bathroom, I pretended not to hear. Next morning, I left early with a bag. Ate food I never had time for. Bought random odds and ends. Dinner was my favorite hot pot. Snow got heavier, streets emptied. I waited till midnight, dodged cameras, slipped back to 7F. The hallway cold made me shiver. First thing, heater on. Then shut the thick curtains. Only the floor lamp stayed on, then a long hot shower. Wrapped up in warm blankets, reading myself to sleep. The apocalypse didn't feel so bad. I woke up starving, checked the time. I slept almost 12 hours. Made a bowl of hot noodles. One bowl, warmth everywhere. After eating, I lounged on the couch, watching the snow pour down. Overnight, the whole city turned pure white. Icicles outside sparkled. Outside hit -50 plus. Someone bundled like a dumpling stepped out the hallway. Half their body vanished in snow. One heater wasn't enough. I lit the alcohol fireplace for water, grabbed veggies for lunch. Laid every dish out. Neatly on the table. I took out the tablet, watching my place live. Mid-bite, I saw her. Grandma Lee showed up early. Way ahead of schedule. Mom moved boxes without hesitation, food after food. Come back when you finish. Chingru, you're so kind. My whole family owes you. She left happily with the loot. Mom suddenly thought of something. I watched her tap her phone. At the same time, my phone rang. I picked up.
Who were we? Why aren't you back?
Snowed in at a client's.
Then when will you be back? Bring more supplies from storage.
Okay, I'll wait till snow eases. She got her answer, hung up clean and fast. Without me stopping her. She must be thrilled. The next week, I gamed non-stop. Or read by the fireplace. Outside kept getting colder. -80 already. Inside, to heaters and a fireplace, life was absurdly cozy. But my old place was another story. People came daily for supplies. The storage room lost over half its boxes. Mom was smug, not counting anything. Day 10 power went out. As I packed away heaters, my phone rang. I checked the caller. It was Mom. She blurted out the second I answered.
Who were we? Come home now.
My heart jumped. Was I exposed? Then she said, and I relaxed.
Bring the supplies back. So many people need help.
Her logic blew my mind. Mom, I'm crashing at someone else's place. I don't care how.
Get the supplies back. You don't care about me anymore.
I left you tons of food. You gave it all away?
You ungrateful brat. Seeing some wild man now.
Wow, lucky me. So many moms. You're way too well fed. I hung up, done listening. The phone kept buzzing. I ignored it. I checked the cameras instead. 7 or 8 people blocked the door. They demanded food. Mom tried to reason, failed. The door got forced open. The crowd rushed in. Last life replayed on my screen. Someone yelled, "She's dead." Everyone froze. They looked at each other. Then bolted home in panic. Mom was gone, completely. I shut the feed, leaned by the fire, not happy, not that sad either. Just crushing loneliness. After that, the building stayed quiet for days, but I knew it wasn't over. Day 12, outside hit -90. Water and power gone. No signal, dead silence. I barely slept. Every sound woke me. Because I knew, without stockpiles, most people were done at their breaking point. Human nature would snap. That morning after breakfast, I started checking my remaining supplies. A loud crash echoed from the stairwell. I went on full alert. I grabbed my tablet, pulled up all the camera feeds. I'd placed them on occupied floors. Now I could see everything. 4 men, standing outside 101. One faced the door, swinging an axe at the lock. Clearly, a looting crew. When he turned, I froze. I'd seen him at the property office. He even asked why I owned 2 units. They came out with rice and flour, oil and winter clothes. Then, they hit 202. A young woman lived there. Zhang Ting, a regular customer. Her hands were tied. She watched them empty her home. The whole building heard it. No one dared step out. Losing supplies meant death. They cleared the 3rd floor, then moved up. I was shaking badly. 4th floor was empty. So, they skipped straight up. My eyes locked on the screen. Pepper spray and stun gun ready. My mind raced. What if they found me? Time crawled. I stood frozen at the door, barely breathing. Metal slammed into railings. Their laughter echoed. Wild, arrogant. 5 and 6 were stripped clean. A hand grabbed the 7th floor door. Bro Long, nobody lives on 7. The tall guy warned him. Right, remember that. Let's hit 8. Their steps faded. I barely survived. Snow filled the sky outside. When would this end? Noise surged upstairs again. Punches, kicks. Their hall kept growing. 9th floor, they found bags of rice, instant noodles, water. On the way out, the tall one kicked a body. Spat. Serves her right. Said she had nothing. Granny Lee on 10 couldn't stop them either. They finally left, loaded. I stared out the window, then turned away. Once safe, my stomach growled. 3 months of snow. Drifts reached the 6th floor. I peeked outside like always. Checking. The storm had stopped. Was it finally over? I felt hope. Time to cook something good. I lit both stoves for hot water. Cabbage, noodles, stew. Then, the tablet buzzed. Motion alert. I dropped everything. Checked fast. What now? They were back. I went dead silent. Cao Long held keys. Others dragged mattresses. Tossed them onto the snow. Used them as bridges. I watched. Then one stopped at 6, turned back. He stood there, staring toward 7. Ice ran up my spine. Did he spot me? What's up? Cao Long walked back. Remember that shop owner? Haven't seen her. Said she went delivering? Fang Yong shook his head. 702 was hers. You think? They exchanged a grin. Cao Long smirked. Grab the axe, we'll see. Windows are easier. Smart. Haha, let's go. I heard it all. I ran tablet on the bed. Hat on. Heat packs taped on. Grabbed boiling kettles. Set them by the window. Then the spray and stun gun. Back to the window, within reach. I was shaking hard. I steadied my breathing. 2 heads popped up at 702. I dumped the water. Then jammed the stun guns out. Sparks everywhere. They locked up and fell into the snow. Gone in seconds. Threat over. I exhaled. Ran to the fireplace, warmed my frozen body. Anyone who knew me was dead. I should be safe. That night, I barely slept. But the snow stayed gone. Beeping filled the room. My phone buzzed non-stop. Then, power was back. I cried. Noise outside. The storm had passed. Drone supplies inbound. Survivors, don't give up. Wait for rescue. I finally relaxed. Exhaustion hit me. Half asleep. Noise all day. I didn't go out. Had supplies. A month later, temps normalized. I rolled my suitcase into the airport. Watching clouds, I rested. An hour later, I smiled in my new home.